Hi, I'm Kate Abney, Homes Editor for Luxe Interiors and Design. Welcome to Creating a Dream Outdoor Kitchen, our Everything Outdoors segment brought to you by AjMadison. With showrooms in the New York City and Washington, D.C. areas, and also offering nationwide delivery, AjMadison represents a leading authority in the appliance category. This company offers a wonderful range of high-end appliance brands we'll hear about today. Particularly, every single piece you'll need to create the outdoor kitchen of your own dreams. Plus, AjMadison has a great trade program too. So I encourage all of our design professionals viewing today to visit ajmadison.com to learn more about everything they offer. Which brings me to the introduction of our first guest, Jessica Petrino, who specializes in appliance industry education initiatives for AjMadison. A resident appliance expert for AjMadison, she serves as the content strategist and editor for AJ the Appliance Journal, and also records segments for Ask the Appliance Experts on WCBS News Radio. In 2015, she was recognized by the National Kitchen and Bath Association as an Industry 30 Under 30. And more recently, the organization tapped her for a continuing education webinar series that launches this October. So she really knows her stuff. Outside of work, she's an avid outdoor enthusiast, yogi, world traveler, and alpine skier. I also have the pleasure of welcoming landscape architect Robert Bell. A native of Easton, Maryland, he earned his degree in landscape architecture from Cornell. Today, he helms Bell Design, Inc., a Washington, D.C. firm that blends contemporary and classical elements to create harmonious compositions in both historic and modern landscapes. Robert's work imbues outdoor spaces with multi-season beauty, practicality, and environmental sensitivity. Using innovative materials, classic craftsmanship, exacting design, and thoughtful plant selections, he creates distinctive and dramatic gardens from the Hamptons to DC to Palm Beach. And though the term landscape architect often makes us think of the plants and hardscapes within an outdoor space, Robert frequently designs outdoor kitchens as well. He loves to team up with the experts like folks at AjMadison to make those designs reality. Jessica and Robert, welcome. I'm so happy to have you both here today. And I know that you have so many amazing things to sort of offer us. And as we're learning about creating the dream outdoor kitchen, and we think that outdoor expert is so valuable. So could I ask you both, in your opinion, what makes an outdoor kitchen by definition dreamy?
So I think that there certainly needs to be a blend of beauty, but also functionality too. And also a really amazing group of professionals that come together, and it kind of needs to be a meeting of the minds to be able to execute a project very successfully. As the appliance expert, I generally recommend that my clients consider not just putting a grill in the backyard, but consider other components of a functional kitchen. I like to start with cooking appliances, but also we want to round out the space. I recommend considering refrigeration, storage solutions, as well as a functional cleanup zone. And then those appliances can be incorporated into an outdoor structure that is permanent and weatherproof. And then from there, the team comes together and the space gets rounded out with really beautiful finishes and furniture and landscaping.
And Robert, what do you think makes an outdoor kitchen dreamy?
Well, I agree with Jessica, and making sure it's all practical and functional and laid out really well. I think when you're entertaining outdoors, you really want things to go really smoothly, and you want to have that effortless sort of feeling, where everything's going really well and everything's, at hand. So thinking about space planning is really important. As Jessica said too, the materials really bring it there. After you've picked all the perfect, sinks and faucets and refrigerators and things like that, you have to sort of make them look great, and they have to be durable, and picking the right finishes is really important. So if your home is a wood home, do you do a wood cabinetry system? If it's more stone, do you have a stone sort of clad unit? So making it sort of practical and then integrating it into the architecture, into the landscape, really just makes it incredibly dreamy.
Right. I think so too. And, Robert, you've worked with AjMadison numerous times on your outdoor kitchen projects. And I know that you are determining a lot of the materials, as you said, but you're also sort of going to the experts at AjMadison for that appliance selection. So what is it like to work with AjMadison as a designer?
Well, it's really great. And Jessica is wonderful to really guide me and to help the clients when it comes to actually picking what they want. People say, I want a grill, or I want a pizza oven, or, a refrigerator. And that's a very broad statement. What kind of, do you drink wine? Do you drink cocktails? Do you need an ice maker? So the experts really help narrow my and my clients' sort of range down. Certainly budget's always a consideration. Space, if we're doing a small, outdoor kitchen in a city sort of apartment or sort of a rooftop, picking the right size, the right kind of connections, making sure the power usage is correct and things like that, because those are details that I don't really know a whole lot about. So the technical specifications can make or break some of these situations. So the experts really are someone to rely on when it comes to, picking out the exact correct unit.
I think to add, when meeting with a client, whether it's in showroom or virtually, it's really important to get to know a client's, not just their space and their specifications and their plugs and their connections. That's the whole technical end of it. That is super important. But I think it's also really important to get to know the client's needs. There are tens of thousands of appliances to choose from across the industry. There are hundreds of outdoor appliances. And so as an appliance expert, it certainly is important to help a client navigate their options, but it's also really critical to get a sense of what the client is like and evoke kind of those feelings of summer entertaining. And a really dreamy outdoor living space has really taken that into consideration. There's a lot of thought that goes into which refrigerator and which grill and which product is going to best suit a client's needs and preferences. And when that all comes together harmoniously, we can really evoke a really amazing experience for a client. We're really excited to launch our outdoor living page where you can shop for all of the latest appliances for outdoor living and learn more about all of the top trends.
These kitchens, there's just so much thought that goes into them. And I know you mentioned to me that communication is key when you're working with either the design team or the end user client. Would you say that would be advice you give to someone who is thinking of creating an outdoor kitchen, to really focus on the communication and enjoy the process?
I think communication is really critical to execute a successful project, whether it's indoor or outdoor. I personally like to make sure that when working on a team of professionals on behalf of a client, that all of the professionals on that team have my contact information so that if they need help or they need advice, or even just a simple specification sheet, that they have a point of contact that they can reference easily. And so definitely having that relationship and having that open line of communication is certainly critical, especially because some of these larger projects tend to incorporate a lot of different professionals and moving pieces. Furthermore, I really love that the AjMadison website does have an amazing array of products, but also each product page incorporates all of the information that a trade professional would need. So in addition to communicating with everyone working on the project, it's certainly really easy to go into AjMadison's website and find all of the installation guides and everything that would be needed. Everything's right at your fingertips.
Right. And Robert, you mentioned to me, Robert, you will send your clients to AjMadison to sort of pick out their favorite appliance, and then you work with those favorite appliances to sort of incorporate them into a design. Is that right?
Yeah, that's often how it works. people will go and see something. I mean, it's a larger investment usually, and they want to go see it in person and sort of touch it and see how many knobs it has and the burners and all that kind of stuff. So they'll pick out something like a Lynx, for instance, and that they'll say, I really want this Lynx grill. And beyond that, I'm not really sure what to do sometimes until we sort of start saying, okay, you have a grill space. Do you need a sink? And then Lynx also makes sinks, which are great. So we sort of, start usually from the cooking piece, then we move on to refrigerators and sinks and other things. So integrating them, but usually start with the client's sort of preferences with that, and then say, do you need this? Do you need that? And then sort of go from there.
Right, right. And I know that Lynx has a lot of great products that I think Jessica will tell us more about today. I first want to kind of comment on how just extraordinary the idea of an outdoor kitchen is, because I think that 25 years ago this wasn't something that folks created in their backyards as often, and the technology has come such a long way, and the conceptual designs of today, everything that you do in your portfolio is so extraordinary. So do you think that outdoor kitchens have still a long way to go? Are we going to see even more incredible designs in the future?
I can start with that one, I guess. I think so. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure how it started, but I think people used to sort of think of the grill, and it was just a grill, and it would be on wheels, and it would be in the backyard. And then sometime in the last 25 or 30 years, I think people sort of expanded their idea of indoor outdoor living. So people have put these giant doors that open up, and people have big windows, and they want to have a terrace that goes out from the kitchen, into the garden area. So as those things have expanded beyond the traditional envelope of the house, we've developed new technologies, and Jessica's more of an expert on that than I am, but certainly the grills are far more expansive than they used to be. You get these sort of very elaborate things with these, rotisseries that rotate, and the ice makers that are high temperature. You can have them outdoors and everything, and they work really well. So there's just a lot that's happened that is quite different than even when I started working about 20 years ago. So there's a lot of new things. I think the gas technology has really improved. People used to always say, oh, charcoal is the only way to go. And now you can get the exact same flavor, as far as I can tell, with gas grills, and they're a lot easier and more functional and cleaner. So I think there's always new things happening. And again, that's why I rely on the experts, because I know, the pieces that I know, but everyone always wants the next new big thing to, be in their outdoor kitchen.
Right. I think you're absolutely right. And I think that when you are creating an outdoor kitchen, you should always begin with a great foundation. And I'm so fascinated by the outdoor cabinetry options that we have at our fingertips today. Weatherproof materials and finishes, these really great outdoor woods that weather beautifully, like ipe and teak, and this watertight construction, particularly for cabinetry, like outdoor pantries and storage. And permanent structures that sort of shelter our outdoor kitchens that are becoming so popular. And I think that there are some really great examples of the outdoor cabinetry. For example, EXO and Lynx offer some really great options, right, Jessica?
There is outdoor rated modular islands that have spaces for outdoor kitchen appliances. And so inside of the spaces, you can incorporate a built-in grill or refrigerator. You could put a pizza oven there if you would like to. The modular islands tend to come unfinished, so that you could cover them in some kind of stone if you wanted, or brick. But they offer some pretty cool solutions, and that is sometimes a more cost-effective option. Now, if you're looking at going custom with, let's say, a stainless steel or a stone hardscape, for example, then what you can do is you can incorporate all kinds of different access door and drawer combinations. I really like Lynx offers a weather-tight cabinet that you can put into your custom outdoor cabinetry. And that's really good for items such as napkins, paper plates, paper towels, things of that nature that could be damaged with water. So adding a weather-tight area to your outdoor storage, I think, is really valuable. Another storage solution that has been exceptionally popular in most outdoor kitchens is actually some kind of trash and recycle chute or trash and recycle center, so that you can kind of discreetly do your cooking outside and do your entertaining, but then kind of stow away anything that you need to throw away, so that you don't have, a big trash can in the middle of your party. So I think this whole development in outdoor living and outdoor entertaining really goes into how can we make this experience better for clients? How can we limit the amount of trips in and out of the house? And what products can be built to make life living outdoors so much easier? And so that's what I've been seeing a lot of, is just a greater variety of products and solutions for easy outdoor cooking and entertaining.
Yes, I think you're so right. We're seeing so many options. And then I think that, even at the bare minimum, you mentioned a grill, a fridge, a little bit of storage, and a sink is very essential. And, we don't often think about this for an outdoor cooking space, but the sink is so important too, because you are sort of washing up as you're preparing foods. So that's sort of an essential, right?
I think it's really valuable. Like, personally, I wish I had one. I ended up putting a grill in the backyard kind of as a temporary stopgap in between doing an outdoor kitchen, but I find that I'm running in and out of the house all the time, especially after I'm handling meat and I put it on the grill. I want to run back into the house to wash my hands, because whether I'm gardening or cooking or whatever it is I'm doing outside, having that place to just kind of clean up is really nice. Additionally, it's not, a lot of the sinks that are available are not just for washing dishes and washing your hands. A lot of them offer additional functionality for entertaining and like cocktail service. So a great way to put a sink into your kitchen is actually to purchase what is called a cocktail station.
Yeah.
And the cocktail station, it's multifunctional. It has a sink, a faucet. A lot of the times the sink is actually insulated so that you can put ice in there and it'll stay cold for a really long time. So that's really cool. And then they have places for paper towels and a speed well for spirits or mixers or whatever it is that you're creating. It's certainly a really functional way and a fun way to incorporate a sink into your outdoor living space.
I completely agree with that. And I know Lynx has a great built-in cocktail station that we love. And then Robert, you said that one that's on your wish list from AjMadison is the XO 30-inch Cocktail Pro Station with sink, right?
Yeah, that was one of my favorites we talked about. I mean, I think anyone who's been outside grilling, in the July summertime heat, certainly here in the Mid-Atlantic, would like a cocktail. But again, the sinks are multifunctional, so you can have a little cleanup area, you can have an ice area, you can have the well that Jessica was talking about, and those things can hold, fresh fruit, or they can hold, celery or various things that you're using to cook. So all those things are sort of multifunctional. And again, they save trips going into the kitchen, because once you're out there and once everyone's sort of having their drinks and everything, you don't want to be going back and forth into the house. So I think it's very worthwhile to sort of think about the cleanup. You're putting meat somewhere, you're absolutely going to want to wash your hands between that and handling a drink or whatever. So a sink, important. And then if there's a little functionality with the cocktail area, hugely important.
I think it is hugely important. And, also speaking of grills, Jessica, I think you said two of your favorites are the DCS Series 9 professional grill and the Lynx L42 TR grill, right?
Absolutely. So I'll start with the Lynx. The Lynx 42-inch grill has been a top seller this summer. It certainly has been a favorite for a number of reasons. One is it's a professional style grill. It's very durable, made of 304 grade stainless steel. So that's marine grade stainless. It's going to be a lot sturdier, less apt, more corrosion resistant, so to speak. And it's really going to hold up really well over time. It comes with a lot of cool features, an included rotisserie, and it has a dedicated infrared rotisserie burner. Additionally, it comes with 2 standard burners and their proprietary Trident burner. So this is their sear station. This Trident burner is infrared, it's gas. It can go anywhere from 300 degrees up to 1,000 degrees. So if you really want to quick sear some tuna steaks, or if you really want to get that char on a really nice piece of meat, then you certainly are going to want to have a grill with a really powerful searing station. So we really like this Lynx model, and the Trident burner technology has been very well received. I like the DCS Series 9 grill as well. It has a lot of great features, and the reason this grill is really special is because it has the ability to cook with gas, charcoal, or wood chips. So and you can do a combination of those things. So if you really love the convenience of cooking with gas, but you want the versatility and the flavor that goes with charcoal, then you can have the best of both worlds with the DCS Series 9 grill.
Yes, it sounds like you're getting lots of great flavor when you cook with these appliances. And I think that reflects all the great technological advances. And speaking of which, I am so fascinated by the new models of outdoor pizza ovens, because I think a lot of us think of pizza ovens as those massive, sort of brick ovens, or the sort of tiled ovens we see at our favorite Italian restaurants. And the idea of having one in our backyard sounds like such a big investment. But there are actually a lot of new stainless pizza ovens that cook not just pizzas, right? That we can have in our backyard, in our dream outdoor kitchens.
So absolutely. Outdoor appliance manufacturers are certainly looking to go beyond a regular grill. And they are offering a wider array of outdoor cooking appliances, and the pizza oven is super fun. It certainly can make amazing pizzas, but you could also do any other meal that you could cook in an oven. So for example, you could do anything from cookies to your Thanksgiving turkey outdoors if you wanted to. There are a few different types of pizza ovens. We really love the Lynx gas pizza oven because it can get up to 700 degrees in minutes. So it's really convenient to be able to get up to temperature really quickly, and to be able to control the temperature. But that's not the only pizza oven out there. XO is an appliance brand that just released a wood-fired pizza oven. So it's not gas powered. You would literally, it looks like a little mini hearth, and you build a little fire in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you're able to move the coals over to the side and have a traditional wood-fired pizza oven. So there are different solutions for different types of spaces. And it's not like a huge appliance. They aren't super big. They can fit on top of a counter space. So if you're doing a built-in outdoor kitchen, or a modular kitchen in, I would say, probably 6 feet of space, you'd be able to incorporate an outdoor pizza oven on top of the counter in that space.
Yes, I think that just sounds incredible. The option of having that in backyard obviously sounds dreamy. And Robert, I would also like to ask you, we've talked about a lot of really fantastic appliances. I would love to hear some examples of how you've integrated these into projects.
It really depends on the client space, as we discussed before, and how much space they have and what kinds of items they want. The pizza ovens do tend to be a bit larger of an item. So if you want something like that, we have to sort of accommodate that for sure. I like putting in things like outdoor fireplaces too. I believe Jessica has some of these, the drop-in stainless steel pieces, which are really popular right now. Everyone wants to be outdoors. We start getting into fall, September, October here, a little chill in the air, and you sort of light that up. So we can integrate that into the gas system that we use for the grill, and it's all connected. So it's really not that much more to put in another item like that. But certainly having sort of a preparation area, so food, sink, refrigerator, then having a sort of dining area that's slightly separated out, but not too far away, and then having something like an element like an outdoor fireplace. So sort of thinking of the different elements all together and how you sort of see them from the house, which is always really important. I don't like looking directly into a grill from the house, so maybe putting it off to the side, and having sort of an element like the fireplace be sort of a more central element, and thinking about space planning like that, is how I generally would start a project.
That's great. And, I think your Sag Harbor project is a great example of incorporating everything so beautifully in context. Do you have anything that you would like to share about that project?
Sure. Well, that was next to a pool, which is another even element that we're sort of not really exploring today, but often, there's a backyard and there's a pool. So thinking about, are people going to be in and out of the pool? Are they going into the house? Are they going across to the grill? In that particular project, we had a very long dining table right next door to the grill because everyone wanted to be next to the grill when they were grilling. So, and that's in that case, we actually did want them pretty close. But certainly thinking about things like kids and s'mores and marshmallows and things like that. So, on a long sort of summer's evening, would you go into the house? Would you have that particular one has storage underneath it? So you could store some food items, you could store some utensils like tongs and forks, things like that. Because again, once you're out of the house, you kind of want to stay out of the house as much as possible. So thinking about storage, and that particular project was really important.
Yes. And speaking of family-friendly projects, I think that you have two really neat ones in your backyard in the DC area. And they're actually neighbors. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes, I did two projects in the Palisades neighborhood in Washington, D.C. One client hired me, a young couple, and they do a lot of entertaining, and they have a very transitional style. So we did a really beautiful stone a grill area for them. They have a very sort of clipped garden area, so a lot of flat surfaces and contemporary looking. The other family is a young family. They have, I think, 3 children at this point. They really wanted an outdoor pergola, so a shade structure that opens and closes. It's pretty interesting. And then right next to that, we have the outdoor kitchen because they want to be outdoors at all times. I think they have a TV set up in the pergola at this point too. So again, it's almost like a living room for them where they can go from dining to cooking to watching television all within a 40 by 50 or so space. So, and then they're also friends. The neighbors are also friends. So they're back and forth between each other's areas, and it's really nice to see. Actually, it's really very sweet.
So one project led to the other, right? The original clients had their amazing kitchen, and then their neighbors saw it, and then they wanted the outdoor kitchen too.
Absolutely.
Right?
There's a little bit of competitiveness, I think, sometimes with people, which is always fun. As long as everyone gets what they want at the end, which they did.
I think that all of us are sort of craving these dream outdoor kitchen spaces, and that sort of these projects are really great examples of that. Jessica, I wanted to ask you one more question. Are there any exciting sort of outdoor kitchen trends of summer 2021 that you were really excited about? I know you mentioned to me custom colors, which sounds so exciting.
Custom colors are so much fun. We certainly have been noticing a lot of color in the indoor kitchen appliance space, and outdoor appliances, we're starting to see some brands incorporate options. Customization, it's not just about color. It's really about how you like to cook, how you like to live, and how you like to entertain.
Thank you. I mean, I completely agree. And I think that we're in for some really exciting upcoming outdoor kitchen projects, based on everything that I'm hearing today and all these great options from AjMadison. So I'm thrilled, and I can't wait to see, what comes from summer 2021. So I want to thank you both so much. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Robert, for joining us and for sort of just sharing your expertise on dream outdoor kitchens. I am incredibly inspired, and I'm sure that all of our viewers are too. It was really exciting to learn about the AjMadison offerings, in particular, those options from Lynx. They look incredible. And I also love seeing all these real life examples from Robert's portfolio, and then learning how much his clients were inspired by the outdoor kitchens of their neighbors. I think we're all craving outdoor kitchens now. So thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Robert, for joining us.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. And I want to encourage everyone to please be sure to check out our Everything Outdoors feature on luxsource.com for lots of inspiration for creating your ultimate outdoor sanctuary. We'll see you next time.